Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I certainly am, or I was. This was one of them things, where I had to do a bit of digging first. I mean, doing digging's fine. I mean, we all do that anyway when we do our own research. But with this, I was a bit apprehensive at first. And the only reason I'm running with it now is because it's in the mainstream media. So, blame them, Prince Charles, who, for all intents and purposes, is going to be the next king, has given his backing, or what I should say is he's paid money that came from the taxpayer, essentially, to give cows masks. And they're doing it to save the environment, They're putting cows on masks. They're putting cows on. Maybe you never know, dear. They're putting masks on cows. These are the people making your decisions. These are the people who are deciding your future, your children's future, your grandchildren. They thought this was a good idea. So there's no clip to watch. It's an article video today. It's another Tim Pool impersonation video. I will do my best. But look, I've got to show you this because it is just, in a world of craziness, this is boop 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 boop. So we'll get into the video now. If you haven't yet though, please like the video, subscribe to the Hoggcast, hit the notification bell if you find this video informative, although I'm not particularly sure what's going to be informative about this. It's just crazy as crazy does. It's sad, really. Shocking, sad, concerning that a group of people thought this was a good idea. So, we'll jump into it now. Okay, so the headline: Prince Charles backs face masks for cows to help save the planet one burp at a time. Just insane, isn't it? Just stupid. Do you know what gets me? And this is what they don't see. None of these people took this into consideration. This methane thing, that they're breathing out, right? Guess what else breathes out? Every mammal on this planet. Are we going to have masks for mice? Masks for sheep? Why just cows? You remember the cows farting thing? These are the people who are making your decisions. They heard cows farting, danger to the environment, must stop cows farting. Now they're blocking both ends up. They're blocking the rear end up and the mouth. So you're going to have a lot of exploding cows. It's crazy. Crazy. Oh, it's just crazy. Methane catching devices. It's an invention, is it? Apparently, this is an invention. A mask is an invention. Backed by the Prince of Wales, could be fitted to herds to reduce carbon hoof prints of British beef. Just look at it. It's witchcraft. We've gone back to the days of witchcraft. Putting masks on cows might seem an unlikely way of saving the planet, because it is, and it's very revealing that they had to preface this, They had to say that first. It's always when people do that, it's very suspicious, in my opinion. But the plan received the royal seal of approval, the taxpayer's seal of approval, you mean? The methane catching device, in other words, a piece of cloth, an invention backed by the Prince of Wales, could be fitted to British herds to reduce emissions of powerful greenhouse gases. The breath of cows is a powerful greenhouse gas. Not sheep, not pigs, not horses, not any other farmyard animal that also exhales. Just cows. Startup Zelp, founded by somebody who probably doesn't even have a brain, uses pioneering technology to convert methane burped out by dairy and beef herds into water and carbon dioxide in an attempt to stem emissions from a cow's mouth. The company's been working with one of the UK's largest meat producers to trial the devices on cows to help cut the carbon footprint of British beef. Can these cows take their mask off if they find it uncomfortable? No, they can't. So they're just expected to wander around with this thing on their face all the time. It's bunkum. This isn't doing anything. The person who invented this, I have to applaud you for your grift. You've done an excellent job at defrauding the British public through the royal family of their hard-earned cash. You know, the people who actually go out. Oh, and by the way, they exhale as well, by the way. You know, the people who go and work and pay the taxes that the royal family or the British government then spend on things like this. The device sits around the animal's head and so it goes like that, look. It's a muzzle. It's an eco-muzzle for cows. The device sits around the animal's head and captures methane emitted when it exhales. The gas travels through a micro-sized catalytic converter and it is released into the atmosphere as carbon dioxide and water vapour. The company said tests have shown a 53% reduction in the methane emissions in cow's breath. This is what they're working on at the moment. Right, this is it. This is the pinnacle of British ingenuity right now. Emissions. They're acting like a cow is a coal-fired power plant. How can you use the word emissions in the same breath as, in the same sentence, excuse the pun, how can you use the word emissions in the same sentence as cows? Yeah. I don't get it. The invention was one of 4 to win £50,000 prize run by the Terracotta Design Lab, a prize for Royal College of Art students. Yeah, now we understand. And Illuminati, yeah, which forms part of the Prince's Sustainable Markets Initiative. Rubbish, right? That's essentially what this is. The Prince's Sustainable Markets Initiative is Orwellian speak for something not good, right? Whatever the Prince's Sustainable Markets Initiatives tells you to do, this is just my advice, and this is strong advice, I would do the opposite. Because behind closed doors, you better believe they'll be doing that. They'll be doing it themselves. Winners were selected by a panel including the Prince of Wales. So these College of Arts people, yeah, they're well steeped in woke ideology, socialism. You know that, I know that. And what have we experienced over the last couple of years that has made the left obsessed with masks? Anything you can think of? What was this thing? Yeah, I'm sure you know what it is. They've tried to drag it out, haven't they? It became like a cult. It was like a cult, the mask cult for them. And shock horror, the only thing that they can think to invent is a COVID mask. This is what it is. A COVID mask for cows. That's what it is. That's what it is. On Wednesday, the Prince and Sir Joni visited an exhibition showcasing design at the RCA, with Prince Charles hailing the invention as fascinating. It's fascinatingly stupid. I'll tell you what's fascinating. You spending our money on rubbish. Yeah. You and your friends in government. That's extremely fascinating. I'll tell you what else is fascinating. How Western globalist politicians can earn £200,000, £300,000, maybe even £400,000 a year, yet the yearly earnings that they bank, millions. Millions upon millions upon millions. Where does it come from? That's fascinating. Cows having stupid things put on their face to fight emissions isn't fascinating. Speaking to the winners, he said, "I can't tell you how proud I am to be associated with the Royal College of Art, particularly as a result of seeing the remarkable ideas presented by many of them Illuminati and existing students. May I say, it has been critical because of the urgency we face in terms of the crisis. Cows breathing is a crisis. confronting us in all directions and show us important and what their ideas represent in terms of finding solutions rapidly. Well, why aren't you putting these on sheep, on pigs, on anything that... Doesn't that occur to you that other animals exhale? Doesn't it? Don't you think about things like that? I can only hope, as a result of this, and drawing more attention to what you are doing, that we will have a better chance of winning this battle in a shorter time. Or it depends what you mean by winning the battle, because when people like you, globalists, the elites, when you say things like that, winning the battle, I don't think it quite means what you think it means, and it certainly doesn't mean what they think it means, yeah? If, however, you are talking about climate change, muzzling cows, making cows wear a coof mask, isn't going to save anything. Yeah, it's not going to save anything. And whoever told you it is lying to you. Yeah? What they're doing is they're looking in any direction other than where the problem is. So he's saying he's going to save the universe by muzzling cows. Well, I've already made the argument about what about pigs and every other farmyard animal, any other animal that also, believe it or not, exhales. But there's another argument, yeah? If you muzzled every living organism in the United Kingdom, this small little island, it wouldn't cover not a fraction of the emissions that China and India will pump out just this year alone. Yeah. So whilst they're building coal-fired power stations, they're working on being self-sufficient, they're working on leading the world, we're worried about putting coof masks on cows to save the planet because reasons. Yeah. While carbon dioxide makes up the majority of global greenhouse gas emissions, methane is the second most prevalent gas. What, and this all comes from cows, does it? No, nothing else. These people. It does not last as long in the atmosphere as carbon dioxide, persisting for around a decade, but has a warming effect many times more powerful. So they want you to be scared. Ooh, you know, methane this, methane that. The company has been testing the technology. How can you even call it a technology? On farms run by ABP, the UK's largest beef processor, and is currently planning a commercial rollout set to begin next year. Apparently he was ahead of his time. How the Prince of Wales was ahead of his time. Oh yeah. So look. So here they go, look. A speech on pollution in the 1970s. You see how they have subtly changed climate change to pollution. But it's worse than that, because wasn't it in the 1970s at these conferences on world pollution that these people were telling us that the Maldives would be underwater by the year 2000? We were told that the world was going to end in 2012. I think 2006 was another big one where the likes of Kerry, you know John Kerry, and their likes, they were saying, oh, if you don't give us more power, everyone's going to die. Do you remember that? Yeah? It hasn't happened yet, has it? Oh yeah, look, in a 1988 speech, he warned of a mass extinction. Where? The three other winning designs, winning out of a field of 125 total submissions, were Aeroseeds artificial seed pods made from food waste. There is a good... Right, so coof masks for cows beat this. If you can turn the waste of people into something people can use, I take my hat off to you. If your idea of space age cutting edge technology is a cow mask, then no, I'm sorry, but no. You're insulting my intelligence. A recyclable textile, that's a good idea. And the Tyre Collective, a device which collects tyre wear particles, a key source of microplastic and particulate pollution. Another good thing, yeah? That's probably a good idea. Probably a bit overkill. I think you're being a bit pedantic with that. The only one here, out of all of them, that I would have awarded would be the one from that whoever's behind this one has got their ish together. Excuse me. Air seeds, artificial seed pods made from food waste. Very good idea. Sir Joni said the ingenuity and determination of these designers, well, that one, yes, and produce some extraordinary creative responses, and they now embark on the journey to turn these ideas, great ideas, into practical solutions. So the rest is just blah blah blah, you know. So comments. Robert Williams says, quote, this clown is a future king. My point exactly. It would be easier if he was befuddled, likeable clown, but he isn't. He's an arrogant, demanding, very dislikable idiot. The monarchy would be finished if it were not for Kate and William. That's true. You see, if it wasn't for Kate and William, that'd be it. That'd be the end after the Queen passes. It would be. And we better hope that nothing happens to them, because so that it can pass down through their line. Because Harry and Meghan, no thank you. This one here, Charles and Camilla, no thank you. And the monarchy doesn't even like the white working classes anymore, who traditionally was their support base. So when they start, well, yeah. Please put this. I can't use that phrase, but you can see it. Promoter out to grass with the cows, wearing his mask, of course. Yeah. The belch phobics. Yeah, belch phobia. We should invent that phrase, belch phobia. People who have an irrational fear of cows farting. Yeah. I need to remember that. I'd make a good title for this video, actually, belch phobia. So yeah, just more comments. So look, I thought I'd show you this because look, they've even made a diagram for it as if it's like the most groundbreaking thing ever, like someone couldn't understand it or something like that. It's ridiculous nonsense. Yeah, that's it. That's the height of British ingenuity now. Anyway, look, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.